Isn't that crazy? Had you called a door company, handyman, anyone, they would have charged you at least $95 to $125 coming out and fixing this. Okay, they might have done it a different way. They might have said they couldn't fix it or they had to do something special. You know, that's all you had to do. And if you can't do it, and if you have a friend who can do it, show them my video. Just say, hey, take a look at this 10-minute video from Joe, or however long the video is, and just see all the different steps that he did, and they'll be able to do it. Now, I forgot to tighten up to tap the hinge pins in, so I'm just going to take my hammer and do those, okay? See, I got no marks on the door for that. Now the top one, I have a hard time doing that because it's up kind of high. Now, if I had my stool, I guess I could do that. Maybe I should. Or I just tap on it right there. Okay? It's exactly how I found it. Or you can get up on the stool and get your hammer up high enough and beat down on it. But you have to have control over it because you don't want to miss and gouge your hammer handle or your claw into the wall. Oops. You know? Okay, you just saved yourself at least $100. In fact, you saved yourself more, because if you were watching the other video, I showed you how to fix these two towel bar racks, and you thought you had to replace these two towel bar racks at 25 bucks, 30 bucks each. You would have to go down to the hardware store and bought those for $60 right there, and then reinstalled those. So I saved it some money there because I fixed this whole thing with two little nuts that cost about 35 cents each. Had you not watched that video, I suggest you watch that video on how to repair a towel bar rack, towel bar holder, towel bar, whatever. Okay, and I've got more things to do. What else is on my list? Well, another thing that's on my list, and I'm going to do that next, by the way, is this air conditioner. This air conditioner's been on for quite some time, and it's on a 4-hour timer. It's an Intermatic timer, and this is supposed to click off in another hour. Well, it's been stuck in this location for over an hour. This is stuck. The Intermatic timer went out. I installed this Intermatic timer about, I don't know, 3 years ago, and they don't last forever. And this is in a condo, a rental condo, and people probably cranked on this and turned it, you know, different ways and stuff, and now I've got to go ahead and replace that because I want that to turn off automatically. This is designed, it's only a 4-hour timer. It's designed to throw power from here over to the air conditioner. In 4 hours it shuts off. If you have it turned on 1 hour, 1 hour it shuts off. Then the owner of the vacation condo rental does not have to pay the electricity for all day when the guest went to the beach and they forgot to turn the air conditioner off, or they left it on all night or something. So that's my next thing. I'm gonna have to find out how to do that in a minute. You want to watch that? Stick around. Now, if your Intermatic 4-hour timer, 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, 2-hour timer stops working, don't call an electrician. Go ahead and replace the timer. The timer does not cost that much. I'm simply going to take another timer and I'm going to replace the existing timer, and that's all there is to it. You don't have to pay. If you had an electrician come out here, oh sure, he'll look at it, and he probably already knows he's not going to be able to fix anything on the timer because everything is inside the timer. Okay, but he'll take your money. He'll charge you a $125 service call and then say, oh, I couldn't do anything. I'm going to have to replace your timer. I'll have to come back out again. I'll have to order the timer. I'll have to come back a second trip, charge it for 2 trips. Rather than you going down to the store and ordering a 4-hour timer, just like I did, and replace it. There's no way an electrician is going to pull this apart and figure out what it is. There's a couple, not even screws. It's kind of attached somewhat. I don't think you can take it out. You might be able to take it out with a special star fitting or something. there. But I would not suggest taking this apart and messing with this, you know. They don't last forever, and especially if they've been used and abused, they are going to go out over time. I don't care what kind of timer you put in. An Intermatic, I'm just calling this an Intermatic because that's the name brand, and this is a very good commercial grade timer. So that's the kind that I always use when I'm putting 4-hour timers in for an air conditioner. Okay? So, the first thing we got to do is we got to shut that off. Now, basically, you want to locate your sub panel, and I happen to know for a fact the sub panel is behind this picture, right here. And so, I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to look at this. AC living room is number 15, and these are odd, even on this side, odd on this side. You look at your panel schedule, and usually you'll see that's the case. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Number 15, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 13, 15. I'm going to shut that off and double check. Whoa. I'm going to double check that and make sure it has shut off. I don't make any assumptions. Go out here and double check that. And sure enough, it's quiet out here. So I know that power is off. The main power from the panel is here. You turn this on, you throw the power over to the air conditioner plug in there. That turns on your air conditioner. I've got all the power is right here. Simply undo this, take this out, install the new one. That's pretty much all there is to it. But I know you want to keep watching this. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. The first thing I got to do, I got to get in there and get this armoire moved. So I got enough room. Make sure the wires for the TV have enough slop so I don't crank those out of the wall. Okay? I think I got enough room right there. I think that'll give you enough room to see what's going on with that. Let's get you kind of in here, situated. And the first thing, I'm getting right down to the nitty-gritty right away. The first thing I have to do, let me get this in here, is I've got to take this handle off. And that could be tricky in itself, because you want to take this top off, and you try to take the bottom off, and then it rocks the top back in and back and forth until your fingers feel like they're gonna fall off. So you want two different things. Here's a stiff putty knife. Now I'm gonna put that in on one side. I'm gonna put the screwdriver in at the bottom, let's say. And I'm gonna tweak at the top and at the bottom, a little bit at the same time, both of them. I get it far enough, and then I can pull that off. Okay, just like that. Now sometimes these are plastic too. You might be able to pull them straight off after they get worn. Okay, just be ready for whatever you need to do. There's a little nut right there. So I'm going to loosen up that nut. That holds on the trim cover. And feasibly, I could use the same trim cover if I wanted. And now, I'm just going to unscrew that. Might have to get you resituated. I'm going to get you in here at a different angle. Okay. Show you the next coming up. Get yourself a fairly decent screwdriver there. And we've got to take these screws out. And I may even use these same screws if the head of the screw is still fine, or I can use the brand new ones. And I always have to use the ones that come in the box, but see how the head on there is it's not very deep at all. And I wish they would have made these Phillips heads, but they didn't. So if you find that your screwdriver is not a really nice one, you might start stripping off the head of the screw, and then you'll have to do it a different way. Okay, so this is going to come out of here like this. Okay, and you see how the wires are in here? I call this spaghetti, and see how the top one goes down and then up, the bottom one goes up and then down. See, and then as I pull it out, see how it kind of S's up in there. I call that spaghettiing. I don't know why. Okay, so I've got to look at the new Intermatic timer. Make sure on them, you'll see at the top, see that says load, and the bottom says line, right there. See? Now you got to look at yours, because funny enough, when I got ready to install like some GFI outlets, you have to do that in the right order. And the old ones were set up with the line at the top, and the new ones were set up with a line at the bottom. So I had to switch the wires around, because when I hooked it up, or when the last person hooked it up, they hooked it up backwards. So you always got to check that kind of stuff. So before I get ready to remove that, I want to look at my other one. Make sure it looks just like this, because you know what it usually has on here is some tabs. Remember? On most outlets, you've got some little ears up in here.